And we're live. So, today is Friday. Today is the last official me teaching words out of my face kind of situation. You're supposed to say you're having a stroke. Wow. Anyway, but yeah, on Tuesday when you come in, we will be knocking out our final exam. Tuesday is the 1B, 2B final exam. And then on Thursday, the 10th, as you know, you don't owe me anything. Obviously, you could be doing that on the side. On Thursday, the 10th, we'll probably start some National Treasure, get that thing done. And then the following week, technically, I would have the non-seniors on Monday, the 14th. Yeah, and we'll either finish up some National Treasure, play some Smash Brothers. I don't know. So I got extra controllers. Yeah, because we have the Joy-Con controllers that came with the Switch, but those like are affected by the Switch drift. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So we got brand new Joy-Cons. Okay, and I got a wireless Pro controller, and I have a wired Pro controller. So we'll figure this stuff out. Are you waiting to sharpen a pencil? Do it. Yeah, I'm sure that'll happen. You can. There is an ability to like reset like all of the whatever it's called. I can't even think of whatever. But the problem is the dust and dirt that gets underneath the controller. So they recommend like fixing that with like a Q-tip with rubbing alcohol, whatever, which I've done a few times, but it hasn't kept, you know. But anyway, regardless. Okay. As for today, we will continue working through that exam review, the one that I posted to you the other day. I have some good news in regards to that veneer problem. I solved it. Well, you had to find the repeating letters, and then from that you could determine the length of the keyword. 3 letters. Yes, but I'll show you what we missed. Hold on, let me bring this thing up here. I'll show you exactly what we missed. Let me flip my camera over. That would be ridiculous.
That would be, because there would be no correct repeating letters.
I know. Okay, here we go. So here was the problem from the other day. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to paste this into a Word document. Paste, boom. Make it a little bit larger. Let's make it 30. Let's make it Garamond. Garamond's the best font ever.
Actually, this is pretty nice.
Isn't it, right?
It is, but you know, Times New Roman is what I have to write in. So.
I gotcha. So let me bring up. Oh, right. It's in my Google Drive. I think it's in my Google Drive. I worked on this yesterday, and I saved the Google Sheets working on this. Final exam veneer example. There it is. Okay, that's not it right there. I used a previous thing that we did in order to get this thing done. Here we go. Okay, so first, looking at this particular set of letters, you're like, well, how am I supposed to find the repeating letters? And it turns out that there are 3 letters that repeat that we were not able to easily find. And I was like, oh man, how do I make this as simple as possible? Control F. If you hit Control F and go throughout the alphabet, you can easily find the 3 letters that we need to find. Now, I can't remember exactly if it was S. Let's see. SBQ, SMC, SGN, SIQ. Nope. Let's see if it was T. THP, THR, TAG, TVE. Nope, let's go with U. UTH. It was somewhere near the end of the alphabet. That's why I jumped all the way down here. USB, UFB, UKAV, UTH, UFE. Okay, let's go with V. Where are you? I know you're here somewhere. No, it wasn't. W. Probably. X. Y. What was it? Hold on. Maybe it was O. P. Q. R. Now, I found it this way, though. I found it yesterday. I'm not going insane.
You didn't write it down? Maybe you like dreamed about it.
No, I didn't write it down. Oh, wait, did I write it down? Maybe I did. Hold on. No, I don't write it. Oh, there it is. Hold on. There it is. Nailed it. Okay. Sometimes I dream too. And then I just realized I'm like, oh, I really am just falling out of an airplane. UTH. UTH. There it is right there.
You know what? You wouldn't have had to do that if you just Control F it again. No, that's all yourself.
I did. Anyway, but I'm just saying Control F was the easiest way to find this repetition. I just chose, I went through the entire alphabet. I'm just like, this has got to be insane. So anyway, from that UTH to the UTH, I had to count over. So I was like, okay, I have to count over how many spaces it'll actually take to get from this U to the beginning of the next U. So right here, there, you see the cursor. So I'm at that U, and I go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 60, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 69 spaces. Now, being that it is 69 spaces, the number 69 is easily divisible by 3. It is easily divisible by 3. And what is that, 23? Now, 23 is a prime number. Now, that's very important. The fact that 23 is a prime number. It means that our key word is most likely either 3 letters long or 23 letters long. It would be wacky. It would be wacky. So for the question on the final exam, which, by the way, I'm going to show you the rest of it that I did. But for the question on the final exam review, right here, it said above is the ciphertext from the Veneer cipher. Look for repeated strings of characters, count the spacings, list the factors of those spacings, and write down how long you think the keyword is. I think the keyword is 3 letters. And that's literally what I just did. You can put that into Word, Control F, and just go through the letters and see if you can't find repetition that way. I think that's 1,000 times easier. So I went above and beyond because I'm ridiculous. And I went through putting all of those letters into this Google sheet that we did way back when. Back in the days. And I did a letter frequency analysis to try and figure out what the keyword was. You can see that right there. Using 3 letters, I figured out that the keyword was cat. And using a keyword as cat and using this software to reverse engineer the shift of cat for each of those letters, I found out the actual message was, our collective mission is to nurture and educate our children in accordance with all curriculums There's a Z there for some reason. Standards to prepare them for responsible citizenship and success in life. It should say life, but again, I think it messed up. I didn't mess up. Liston messed up. They're the two letters that messed up.
Now, the thing is, if you use colloquialisms, then it would make things harder to solve.
I know, it's true. It's very true, actually. Yeah, I know. Which is why when you are, let's say, like a code breaker, think back to the Imitation Game. Alan Turing didn't speak German. The what? Yes, he still got hired because he's like he knew what to do. He knew exactly what he needed to do. And in fact, they made a comment in the movie. He's just like, it turns out the only German we needed to know was Heil Hitler. Like, what the heck? But because they ended every transmission with it. I know. Goodness gracious. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that I did that. So yeah. No, literally, I can just imagine Josh working at that army base and them working for 2 years and him walking in and he's just like, hey, have you guys tried Heil Hitler? And they'd be like, oh my gosh, you got it. And you're like, all right, see ya.
Who are you?
I just disappeared. I saw Dan's message. I thought that meant something. Yeah.
You just say, hold on, I gotta go. You just walk out of the door because you disappeared.
Yeah.
Just come back 20 minutes later. Yeah, I just spelled the name.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Anyway, back to this. So the review, I posted this into your Google Classroom, close that, into your Google Classroom the other day. Now I have too many tabs open from first period. Here we go.
Stack because they're on tabs.
Yeah, they are. Well, they're working on their final projects right now. So I posted this in Google Classroom the other day. I'm going to continue working through what we did so that obviously we can prepare for this final exam. We did Playfair, we did rail fence, we did spiral, we did columnar, double columnar, and now I am on page 3 of that review where it says section B enciphering because we're talking about additive shifts and multiplicative shifts. So first of all, additive shifts. I didn't print this out. Additive shifts are pretty much just Caesar ciphers. They're pretty much just Caesar ciphers. I don't have the link. Do you guys remember the link that we used for the Caesar cipher? What was it called? I remember that. Yeah. Oh, there it is, Perkley. Of course, I would provide this for you if need be, so you don't have to go searching for it, but this is probably the easiest visual representation of the Caesar cipher wheel. So if you are going to be, okay, you have to encrypt the word lit. You have to encrypt the word lit using an additive shift of 7. You have to use an additive shift of 7. So you can see it's A and A. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Then LIT would become EBM. Yeah, that's the Caesar shift. I mean, if you really wanted to get technical about it, with the Caesar shift, what did I say? 7? LIT would be the numbers. Hold on. I always forget this thing. It's like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right. It's like 11, 8, 19. And what did it say? An additive shift of 7? Cool. So if we're just going to add 7, and mind you, it's got to be mod 26. What did I do here? Oh, that's what happened to that thing. Did I do this thing a little backwards? Oh, we'll see what happens. 18, 15, and 26, which reduces to 0, right? I thought I shifted this thing over 7, didn't I? Yeah. Well, the reason why I'm saying that is because look what the T becomes. The T becomes an A. Yeah, well, no, look up here. No, I don't think so. I think that this is actually what they're kind of doing with it. See, the thing is with the Caesar wheel, with this particular wheel, are you enciphering by going out or are you deciphering by going out? I think that's the question. And in this particular instance, it looks like this wheel is trying to decipher when it's going out, because the T would become an A, the I would become a P, and the L would become an S. Ooh, spa. Yeah. And you can see that here with the, there's the S right there. Where's the P? There it is. So I'd go either way with that. I mean, really, but the additive shift right here, this is really what it should become. You really should be adding mod 26. So yeah, it really should just become spa. Yeah. If they legitimately said Caesar wheel, then obviously you can use the Caesar wheel to get that thing done. But if they're saying additive shift, then I would just do what I wrote on the board here. This is probably the safest way to go about it. The next problem is a multiplicative shift. What do we need? What do we need if we're doing a multiplicative shift? We need multiplication skills, absolutely. Do we need Josh, though? I don't know, Josh. You tell me that when you're going to be in AP next year.
Imagine doing AP classes on your senior year. That's a try, idiot. You smell. You're so dumb.
But Josh gets to spend an entire school year with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't have to.
Tell him, Josh, he's must.
Anyway, back to this. So the next one, you have to encrypt Midtown using a multiplicative shift of 5. So hold on. Midtown. I'm going to write out Midtown here. I'm going to need your multiplication skills in a moment. You guys have the Chromebooks if you want to break out them calculators. That's a 12. I forget what most of these numbers are. This is a 14. It's a 13. So what?
60.
That's not 60.
12 times 5.
Oh, I'm not there yet. I'm doing these. Yeah. Slow yourself. Goodness, I think this is 8. Let me double check that. B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Yeah. B, C, D. This is a 3. And man, I don't even know what W is. Hold on. So U, V, W should be 22. Okay. So multiplicative shift of 5. So you said it should become a 60. This is a 40. This is a 15. What is this one? 95. This is 70. 110. Someone double check that. But can't leave them like this. We got a mod 26 this sucker. Now, yes, I did bring up the mod 26 table, but actually we don't need that for enciphering. We're going to have to mod 26 all of these. Now, yes, the 15 is going to stay at 15. So I'm going to...
Very efficient way of making equals sign.
So what do you got? For what? For the 60?
I got the decimal and then I just subtracted whatever. And then
Because 26 plus 26 is 52.
Ah.
No, I just pulled some of them.
I was just double checking. So these are on mod 26. This one I think is what, 14?
Oh, 15.
95, help me out. Got a mod 26, that sucker. $17. And then 70. Should be 18, I think, right? Someone double check that for me. Okay. 110. 17 and 15, 132. I think it's this. It is? You know how I did that?
In your head.
Do you know how I did that, though?
No, you're letting.
No. Watch. 110. I knew that 95 was 17, right? 95 reduced to 17. So what's the difference between 110 and 95? It's what, 15, right? So if the difference between them is 15, then it should be 15 more than 17. But if you add those together, you get 32. 32 mod 26 is 6. Yeah. It's one of those weird things. Do the same thing with 65. It's 5 on top of this. Should be 13, right? So then let's see. This should be an I. This should be an O. This should be a P. This should be a R, S. This should be an N right here. What is 6? B, C, D, E, F, G. So it should be, for this one, Midtown should become I, O, P, R, S, G, N.
So basically, pretty easy.
Well, it's straightforward once you kind of know what you're doing with it and you have the calculator. Of course, when it comes to this final exam, I will be requiring some work to be shown. And what I've just done right here is the basic work behind it. Of course, I mean, obviously, if you're using an Excel spreadsheet, I could easily see the formulas if you did an Excel spreadsheet or Google Sheets or whatever and did the formulas there. I would be totally fine with that. But then you would have to submit the Google Sheet as well so that I can see exactly what you did. That would be wonderful. Then it says to encrypt the word the using a multiplicative shift and an additive shift. Now, what is that third problem actually? It's an affine. Yeah, that's what it is. It's an affine. It's an affine problem. It's doing a multiplicative shift and an additive shift at the same time. In reality, we can consider this f of x equals 17x plus 5. Now, we're not deciphering, we are enciphering. So we'll figure this stuff out. It's only the word the.
What's the formula you would do on a Google Sheet? Is it multiply by 17 then add 5?
Here, let me show you. What is e equals mc squared? No, what is it though? Equals?
Mass plus acceleration.
No.
Times acceleration.
No.
No? What am I thinking of then?
You're thinking of force.
Same thing.
So THE, well, by the way, energy equals mass times the speed of light squared.
Doesn't it equal like 2 point something?
It depends on if you're in meters per second or miles per hour. Anyway, so 19, I forget what H is. What is H again? 7? B, C, D, E. Okay. B, C, D, E, and that's a 4. So, Logan, you're asking like what to do with this. So we have the numbers in there. I would go equals 17 times this plus 5. It knocks out those 3 numbers right there. But of course, this is mod 26.
So you get
Equals mod this number, comma 26. So then the word the becomes, what is that? Well, I know that 20 is a U and 21 is a V. I forget what 16 is. Hold on. N, O, P, Q. It's a Q. So the word the would become QUV. Of course, again, you'd have to do that 17 times the number value plus 5, mod 26, and it would knock that thing out. But yeah, if you showed me something like this on the final exam, perfect. Sure, absolutely. The mod formula, now it doesn't matter if you're in Excel or if you're in Google Sheets. It's the number, comma, the mod that you're looking for. So in this case, it's that cell, comma 26. It's really nice. Excel formulas are really nice because again, they tend to be repetitive in the Google Sheets as well. I got all these emails, all these AP kids sending me stuff. Gosh, Josh, you better not send me anything.
Josh, don't send any Only in paper.
No, it's not late. It's not late. It's just that they're resubmitting things for the project. They're doing a final project where each of them come up with a topic that had to be approved by me, and then they come up with questions that they would put into a survey, into a Google form, which again would have to be approved by me. I'd give them feedback, and they would have to edit things. And then once everything is approved and ready to go, then they can actually send that survey out to people in order to respond so that they can gather data. And then on Tuesday, we're going to be compiling that data, and they're going to be putting together their final reports.
You excited, Josh?
Well, next year,
I can't hear you, Josh.
no, but Logan, next year, because we would have a bit more freedom to actually like move around the school,
And no one's going to be virtual.
and no one's going to be virtual, then instead of actually doing a Google form thing, I would be able to put them into groups where they could really like brainstorm some ideas, put together these surveys, and then actually physically go out and collect the data by randomly selecting students out of classrooms.
Yeah, not doing virtual next year.
In the state of New Jersey, schools are supposed to be 5 days a week in person. Yeah.
What's his face said?
Murphy.
It's not what's his face. It's Murphy.
Murphy.
I don't know
Okay.
Murphy. Let's go.
It says to decipher using the Caesar shift. So let me copy and paste this into Word. Here is what we need to decipher using Caesar shift. Now this thing, well, you know what's interesting about this Caesar shift? They don't tell you what it was shifted by.
But it is a quote by Julius Caesar.
It is a quote by Julius Caesar, but they don't tell you what it was shifted by.
I have been stabbed.
Sure,
I think not you scallywag.
could be. Let's see what this thing looks like. Well, again, if I'm going to be doing this Caesar shift, I'm just making myself some room right here so that I could move this window over and bring the wheel out. And then I can add things along that side to the left. All right, so where do we start with this then? We could go directions. If you wanted to, you could just focus on the first 5 letters and try to just move the wheel around and see if you can't decipher. That's one way of going about it. Another way of potentially going about it could be doing a letter frequency analysis and just trying to determine, okay, what letters are used more often than others. Really depends.
You know, if we have the Caesar shift in Sheets, couldn't we just make this easier by just putting it in and see the result?
And just see, absolutely. Let's take a look. Hold on. Now, if I actually do this, I may have to just actually physically type this stuff out.
You don't have to do any work on it. Just have
Let's see. Oh, actually, yeah, hold on. Let me see this real quick. I could do this in Excel a lot faster. If I typed it in there, I could do a thing where, let me zoom out a little. I could actually separate these things with data, text to columns, fixed with, next. Put all of those things in there, next, finish, separates them into those cells. Let me fix the font, 30, Garamond. I don't know why I like Garamond all of a sudden.
I don't know, it's just
It is very pleasing to the eye. So then if we're going to do a shift, let me see here. Insert. Let me go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Again, one way. This is just one way of doing it. Oh, that's a 2. But boom, I didn't like it. So, I mean, Logan, if you wanted to do it this way, that's perfectly fine. You'd have to be adept at doing this quickly. You know what I'm saying? I would consider myself adept at doing this quickly, and you can see how long it's taken us so far. Well, I haven't even gotten close to the answer. Now, I'm saying that another way of potentially doing it, like I said, would be using the Caesar wheel right here and just saying, okay, FRZ. Clearly, this is not going to work, FRZ. But if I moved this around, let me just see what FRZ would potentially become. Where's FRZ? Let me mark this on the board right here. Here, actually, I'll mark out the first 5 letters, and you guys are going to help me figure out, okay, what are they going to look like? FRZ. DU. And now what you have to figure out in order, what are the first 5 letters if I have the shift in this position? What are the first 5 letters? In that order, FRZDU. It doesn't really make sense, right? Moving on. What are the first 5 letters now? For the F? Oh, so it's D what now? DPX? Nope. Let's try it again. C what W? Ooh. Now there's something interesting. Wow. So hold on. I'll do this in red. So you said that this was COWAR. What's G? Coward. Now, see, I'm saying this was a lot faster.
Wow.
Potentially.
Set up everything I need for the fun.
Let's see. Cowards. D. So it's probably cowards. What's L? Cowards die. Oh my word.
I guess they don't like cowards.
No, they don't like cowards.
No cowards in this class.
M-A. What's Q? N. B. T. Many. Cowards die. Many something. Let's. Have you found the quote already online? Many times. Many times. I'm trying to repeat letters if I already have them. Many times before? Many times before. See, you can see how eventually when you have enough letters, the whole thing just kind of flies out. Actually, that could be the word there. Yeah. And if I don't have one, I just go back to the Caesar shift. Actual. Okay. Yeah. Cowards die many times before their actual. It probably is deaths. I'm just double checking the letters. What's V? Yes. Yeah. Many cowards die many times before their actual deaths. Yeah.
Get rid of like cowards.
Good job, Josh. You got this one.
Now, like I said, if you did have the know-how to do it this way, that is one way of doing it. Let me put it down to 25, make it a bit smaller. It's completely up to you whether or not you do something like this, but you could use that lookup function. Look up this and this column, comma this. Chapow equals, I could probably drag this across actually. Hold on. No, I can't drag it across. Okay, so equals this, comma this, comma this. What? Oh, I didn't do lookup. Lookup. There we go. Equals lookup. Third one, comma this, boom. Equals. See, this can potentially be tedious, but it is entirely possible. But I don't want you to waste time. And by using that Caesar wheel, it's a lot faster. As long as you know how that setup is supposed to go. Bring this down here. Boom. Where are these numbers? There they are. Now, I don't know what the shift is, but eventually you might come to a point where you figure out that the shift was 1, 2, 3, I guess. Yeah. So perhaps it's -3. So equals mod parentheses this number -3, comma 26. Let me do that. Let me do that. Let me do that. And then let's shift everything back. It'd be equals look up parentheses this number, comma this column, comma this A. Yep, there's the C. Let me do it again here. Actually, let me use my dollar signs so that I move off of column A or column B. Move over here and move down here. The only problem would be if you didn't actually know that it was a shift of 4. So Logan, I know you're like, let me use the Excel spreadsheet, but it's like if you didn't know it was a shift of 4, then you would have to constantly be changing the formulas actually in these columns right here in order to indicate the shift. You know what I'm saying? That would be kind of tedious, to say the least. Although you could just like for example, check this out. If I set all of this up properly, I could be like, okay, I think it's a shift of, let me try 1. So if it's a shift of 1, let me do it like this and bring everything down here. Clearly that makes no sense. Let me do a shift of 2, change it in the 1, and then I'd drag and drag. Shift of 2 did not work. Let me try a shift of 3. Let me drag and drag. And then all of a sudden, cowards die many times before their actual deaths. But again, you'd have to be pretty adept at using this. Just be careful. He doesn't want to be careful. All right, back to this. Get rid of that. There we go. So use frequency analysis to decipher this additive shift cipher. Frequency analysis. Now, something that I would provide for you on this actual exam, I would provide this for you. Do you remember this little nugget of information right here? This is the frequency analysis of the English alphabet, according to a page that I found on Wikipedia. This is the chart that was created that we could copy and paste over any other frequency analysis in order to determine, okay, what letters are the most common letters? Clearly, it looks like E is a common letter, A is a common letter, T is a common letter that we can use to try and get some of the stuff done. So, for example, it is an additive shift cipher, which means it is just a Caesar cipher. And there's a lot of J's going on here. I mean, if J is the letter that we're talking about, J could potentially be that letter E, which sounds weird, but it technically could be. Let me go to this, create a new one here. Do I want to? I could actually type those in, actually. Yeah, let me do that. I think that would be easiest. Because this thing is not that long, it wouldn't take me that long to actually type all this junk in. J, Q, J, U, M, F, S, Y, X, J, S, H, T, Z, S, Y, J, W, J, C, H, J, Q, Q, J, S, Y, J, L, L, X, J, S, Y. Oop, that's a Y. Yeah, Y. J, W, N, S, L, J, S, L, Q, F, F, S, I. If you put that stuff into an Excel spreadsheet, you can insert a recommended chart. That doesn't help me there. That chart's not going to be helpful. This chart, it may or may not be helpful. Let's just see what happens here. See, because it's not showing me the letters that are not there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have A, B, D, things of that nature. But you can see the most common letter in this thing is J. The next most common is S, and the next most common is Y. So if you're going back to this, thing, hey, where are the letters that I just typed? Oh, it's in sheet 2.
You know what you could do?
Yeah, what's that?
Type in the alphabet.
Doing the what now?
Because you already have the frequency analysis for everything else.
Yeah.
Put it in alphabetical and then fill it in.
So like,
Because then you get a more helpful one.
I can like copy this and insert what I need. Yeah, you could. Absolutely. Yeah, that's one way of doing it. For the sake of time, let me take this thing. Where is it? There it is. Let me take this thing and actually type it into a frequency letter analysis. Frequency analysis generator. Let's see if this works. Chapow! There we go. Yeah. And check this out. This is actually a really cool tool right here. You type it in the text. I might provide this one for you, actually. Yeah. Check this out. So, like, you could guess that the letter J is E, right? Look what happens at the bottom. Yeah. Let me send this to you right now, actually. I'm going to send this to you in Google Classroom. Paste. This is a really cool link. Check that out. Open that link and try this out. This is really cool. And look, they even give you this, bigrams. Bigrams are just like 2-letter pairs, stuff like that. So then, okay, so then J is the most common letter. What's the next most common letter? It's a S, but what could we make it? Could make it an A or a T, right? Make this an A. Make this one a T. I got a bunch of the words eat. We switch the A and the T. That's really cool. Probably not A there. Yeah, but it does allow you to get this thing done to an extent. It's a really cool tool. But then there's also this one right here. This is why I kind of stayed away from this one. If I type it in here and actually try to, you can calculate frequencies right here, which is nice, but it doesn't try to actually solve it for you. I know. It doesn't actually try to solve it for you.
What is the actual question, though?
Say it again?
What's the actual question?
Oh, the actual question is right here. Use frequency analysis to decipher the additive shift cipher. Now, check this out. Because it's an additive shift, it is a Caesar shift.
Yes.
And because J is the absolute most common letter up here, we can try to let J equal one of those common letters, whether it be E, A, T, or whatever. So if I go back to my Caesar shift wheel, Perkley, we could say that J, where's J, is equal to E right there. And if that is the case, again, I have too many windows open. I got to close some of these out. Here, give me a second. I'm going to close some of these out to make it a little bit more palatable for me. Let's see here. I can close that and that. And I can close that. And that. And that. I can close that. And I can close that. And that. All right. Much more palatable. Where's this information now? Where are you? There we go. So what are the first? Oh, you can't even see what I'm looking at. My bad. I thought you could see what I was looking at. But if you guys doing this additive shift thing right here, if I have that J on an E, then I can figure out what these letters are supposed to become. The J could be an E. The Q would be an L, and then it would be E. And then the U, I can't see what that is. LMNOP. Is it P? I can't see it now. MNOP. Oh, is it elephant? You're like, I don't know. Oh, the next one's an H. And then next one's an A. And then the next one's an N. And then the next one's a T. And then the next one is an S. It is elephants. Yeah. So what's nice about this is they're asking you to use frequency analysis to decipher. You don't have to actually code out what this whole thing is supposed to look like. What you really have to recognize, can we all recognize that J is the most frequent letter? Well, if J is the most frequent letter, it's probably E, number one. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but it could be. And if that's the case, then you can use the Caesar wheel, make the setting for J to be E, and then all of a sudden, I got the word elephants out of that. It just worked. It's kind of nice. Let me decipher the rest of this, see what it actually looks like. So how much was the shift? It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It shifted over 5. It shifted over 5? I feel like it shifted differently than 5.
Man, I don't know how the wheel moves anymore.
Yeah, look. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. E to J. So it shifted over 5. I've already typed in the letters. See what this thing looks like. Let's see. So if it shifted over 5, insert, sing your alphabets. Yep. I just want to see what this whole thing should be. Center. Here we go. So we know that it was a shift of 5. So equals look up, parentheses, this letter, comma, this column, comma, this. Boom. Bring that down here. It was a shift of 5. So equals, mod this number minus 5, comma, 26. Bring that down, equals, look up, parentheses, E1, comma, that, boom. There's the E. Elephants encounter excellent eggs entering England. That's the phrase. Let me repeat that.
It sounds like a riddle of itself.
I know it does, doesn't it? But again, it was an additive shift, so it's Caesar. Frequency analysis said that the J was the most common letter, so it's most likely an E. And when you actually do the shift backwards for everything, it deciphers to become elephants encounter excellent eggs entering England. That is hilarious. Oh, Liston, you've done it again. Oh, you see what Josh just did right there? He cracked a good joke.
Ah, I was on accident too.
What a great guy. Great.
All right. This next one, I have to remind you what this one was. This is an older one that we've done. It says to decipher the keyword substitution alphabetic cipher using the keyword Cryptology zebra. This is not Caesar shift. But I have to show you what the heck is going on here. This is one of the earlier codes that I taught you. Probably. Where I'm going to have to write out my alphabet. Let's see. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. I've already used O. G, I've already used Y. Z, I've already used R. Bruh. This is a mono-alphabetic, yeah, I mean it should be, but it's a mono-alphabetic cipher. Exactly. Well, the thing is, you would write in Cryptology zebra. You can't repeat letters, so you would skip the repeated letters in red.
Oh, yeah, then you go from A. So that'd be B.
Exactly. And then you go from there, filling in the rest of the alphabet. You can't use B, you can't use C, but from A, go, okay, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, can't use L, M, N, there's O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Everything should work out perfectly. But this is one of the earlier ciphers that we did this year. I know, but the keyword is Cryptology zebra. The keyword is Cryptology zebra. The what?
The keyword we're using at the beginning of the year was market.
It was? Good for me. So if I'm going to decipher this sucker, I would have to go one-to-one with this. Since we're deciphering, we're going to go red to black. I believe the first word is when. When. C, H, U, C, when Chuck. Okay, that's weird. When Chuck. Yeah. Now, if you wanted to, actually, if you wanted to make this thing move a bit faster, you could type those into an Excel spreadsheet and actually decipher it letter for letter using the codes that we've talked about. But you would have to create that cipher alphabet. So, for example, I would go, well, yeah. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. But I wouldn't be using numbers. I would be using C, R, Y, P, T, O. I can't see it. L, G, Z. I can see now. B, A, And then D, F, H, I, J, K, M, N, Q, S, U, V, W, X. Now, you can still use the lookup function. You can absolutely still use the lookup function. You would just have to make sure that you typed this sucker in correctly. So let me actually do that here. Come on, you. Be fancy. Let's see. U, G, T, F, Y, B, Q, Y, B, F, H, K, K, Z, M, P, H, T, M, C, I, Q, M, G, Q, I, G, T, Z, M, F, N. Can you imagine, again, I'm thinking World War II. Thinking World War II, these, the radio operators, the women who were translating everything, were writing all of these codes down by hand day after day after day after day. And the guys in that hut, besides Turing, were trying to crack all these things by hand.
They had to do all of that, the ladies,
Yeah, but they had to write them down.
from Morse code.
Yeah, from Morse code, they had to write them down. Can you imagine? I know. So then it'd be like, okay, equals, look up, parentheses, this letter in the cipher column, comma, the plain text column. Ba-boom! Oh, did I type that in wrong?
You went from the cipher text to the plain text, not the
Should be when.
from the code text. I don't know what to call column B.
Column B is the cipher text.
Is it because C is the cipher text? C is the actual.
Oh, yeah. I was looking up U, column B, and going back to column A.
You didn't select C at all.
Yeah, it's right there, C1.
What did I say?
JH, where's the T here? Unless I'm off by... No, look, the T should have gone back to E, but I think something messed up here. Yeah, I'm probably better off doing this by hand. Go away, Excel. No, something did mess up, though. Not on my part. I think something messed up with Excel. Yeah. Because it looked up this T here, and it should have gone back to the E, but it gave me a V for some reason. That is very strange. All right. But that's basically how that thing would be done. Again, for the sake of time, I do want to get to the rest of these things, especially this cryptogram at the end. But you can. But what I have written on the board is exactly how you would decipher it. It says to decrypt the following, assuming it was enciphered using a multiplicative cipher of 21. Should be. I'm going to have to bring up the mod 26 table. In fact, one of you bring up the mod 26 table while I'm doing this one. Yeah. 25, 24, 23. So it should be 23, 12, 1. That's not us.
What do you need for the table?
Oh, give me 1 second. Oh, the multiplicative inverse of 21. B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good.
Multiplicative inverse is the one that equals 1, correct?
Yeah.
That would be
5. So the multiplicative inverse of 21 is 5 based on that table. Okay. Now, basically, what would end up happening is the plain text would be multiplied by 21 and then modded 26. So we should theoretically be dividing by 21, but that's clearly going to give us a decimal. So instead of dividing by 21, we use that multiplicative inverse to multiply. I'm going to do 23 times 5, which is 115. 12 times 5, which is 60, times 5, times 5, times 5, times 5, 18 times 5. I don't really do what I'm doing in my head right now. That should be 90 times 5. But then, of course, we would have to do mod 26. Mod 26, this would bring me down to an 11. Mod 26, this would bring me down to an 8. This would stay the same. This would be a 6. This is an 8 right here. And that would be a 6. I just need those two. Whatever, wait, 45? Yeah, 45 minus 26 is 19. And then 90 minus 26 would give me 12. And then I have to go backwards. What is 11? I think it's L, right? L I F G T. Something happened here now. Maybe this number is off. Something happened with that G. It should say lifetime. Oh, I know what I did. See the 30? Minus 26 is what? It's not a 6 here or a 6 here. Should be a 4 and a 4, which is an E and an E. There we go. Yeah. So that one's pretty straightforward as well.
So I assume this structure is going to be basically what the final.
For the most part, it's probably going to be a little simpler.
Nice.
You know, it's probably going to be a little more simple, straightforward kind of ish thing. I do have various not surprises. I shouldn't say surprises. Differences here and there. Like every now and then I'll like throw on like I know, for example, I think I threw on like a Pigpen cipher. You know, those are very straightforward. You know, like you guys did those with the I can't think of it now, the Enigma project stuff. You know, yeah, but the Enigma project stuff, like a lot of them were very like, here's how you do it, now do it, kind of thing. And it's like, yeah, because there's a million different codes out there. There's a million ways to encipher and decipher things. So it's like, why not? Why can't I just on the final exam be like, here's something you've never seen before. Here's the explanation. Takes 5 seconds to learn. Now do it. You know? But this obviously did need a little reminder. This portion right here.
Maybe not like
the other stuff. Yeah. Now, this affine cipher right here, similar situation. This is one where I don't exactly tell you what the affine cipher did, but I do tell you to assume that the letters O-I-N represent the word the. And because of that, for the affine cipher, this is where you would do something like this. Okay, the word the represents the letters O-I-N. They tell you that directly in the problem. And because of that, 19 became a 14. And what is H? 7? 8. And then a 4 became a 13. And because of all of this, we can determine what numbers were used in the original affine cipher. Because basically it would have been 19x, or not 19x, I'm sorry. What were the letters that I used? I think I used like K and N.
Yeah.
It's like 19K plus N equals 14, 7K plus N equals 8, and 4K plus N equals 13. And from this, we can figure out what the values of K and N are actually supposed to be. Now, if this were the case, I would take maybe the second and third equation and subtract them, and I would get 3K equals -5. Oh, but I can't divide by 3 here. Can't divide by 3 here, so let me modify that -5, and let me mod it 26. If I mod it 26, 3K equals 21, K equals 7. Plug that K back in. Let's say you plugged that K right back in here. You would get 28K plus, no, not 28K, it's just 28. 28 plus N equals 13. N would equal -15. But of course, we'd have to mod 26 to get 11. This is one of the main things that I would have you do on the final exam. I may not actually have you go through and actually decipher this thing now. Maybe I would have you decipher a smaller section of it. But what I wrote on the board is what I would have you do to figure out that, well, for the affine cipher, it was a 7 for the multiplicative and an 11 for the additive. And then maybe I have you decipher a couple words from the whole thing or something like that. Or something a lot shorter. I cut and paste. This is actually from one of the examples that we did on Excel. It's kind of nice. You know what I just realized? Today, is it today? Oh, wait, no, it's not today. It's not. What? No, I wasn't thinking that at all. I was thinking, when is the last time I have to walk you guys down to lunch? No, it's not today. No. Next week, although it is senior exams, I still have to walk you down. I should really get one of those kindergarten leashes that attach to all of you around the waist. Yes, your final exam is next class period.
So I'm going to have 2 final exams.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
All right.
Jeff, we go. Stop looking around. How is that racist? Your eyes were closed. I said you opened. Maybe Josh was sleeping.
Okay. The last thing that I have on here is, actually, it's not the last thing. Some of this stuff is repetition down here. Just so you know, on this last page. Actually, yeah, we'll do that one together. Yeah, this is additive shift, multiplicative shift. Logan, just in case you were wondering, this is more along the lines of what I would kind of give you guys, something a lot shorter, where I'd say, encrypt the word Bayside using a multiplicative shift, not like a whole paragraph. You know what I'm saying? Or this was encrypted using a multiplicative shift of 7. Now decrypt it to answer the joke. You know, stuff like that. But I really wanted to focus on this cryptogram because I like these cryptograms. This is one of the earlier things that we did this year. Was like solving a giant cryptogram, if you happen to remember. Maybe. Yeah, it definitely was like a homework assignment that you guys had to like finish on your own. But this is earlier in the year. Now, but they do give you a nice little head start on this cryptogram where they tell you that E is equal to the number 2. Now, they're not actually having you decrypt anything. They have it in numbers. But obviously, earlier in the year, we had it where it was instead of numbers, it was letters. You know, so maybe instead of the number 2, it would be like a C representing 2 or some junk like that. But we can figure this stuff out. I used to love doing the cryptograms in the newspaper. I tell you about that with I told you my wife worked at Rite Aid. Yeah. I would just like go. Well, when we were dating, I didn't have anything to do. She'd be working at Rite Aid, and I just like sit in the store with a newspaper that I bought, and just do cryptogram crossword puzzles.
So there's a one-letter word that's A or I.
Yeah, definitely.
And then
I'm thinking that
17 and 3 probably are T and H. Now, see if are there other 17 and 3s that you can find.
T, H, A, T, or
Yeah.
17, 3, 1, 17.
So let's see. T is 17. H is 3. So let's fill in all the 17s and 3s.
What is definitely A?
17. Yeah, it's probably gonna have to be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me fill all the T's and H's. So 17s and 3s. 17s and 3s. 17s. Ah, I blame you, Josh. 17 and 3. 17 and 3. 17 and 3. 17 and 3. Josh, are we gonna have a lot of fun next year?
Yeah.
You're gonna ruin the class for everyone else.
I looked at the class roster and there's a lot of people right now.
Name a couple.
Let's see. What is it?
Oh my word. 17 and 3. Wait, does the thing ends in the word? Oh, there's a word down here. Okay. What are the numbers down here? I can't see them.
I don't know.
It is
A
a 1 and a 22.
1 and a 22? Okay.
Ace 4.
It's in the.
Oh, what a foul.
What is something going to get that?
No.
Okay. So we think that the word or the letter A is the number 1. The number 1. I'm just filling those in. Okay. Oh, and down here too. Now what?
What three-letter word starts with EA?
Could be ear.
12 could be O.
Can't be eat because we already used the T. 12 could be O. Where do you see that?
There's a T. 2 letters.
I think 20.
Oh yeah.
22 is here. Or R.
It could be, or it could be head.
You could, yeah. But
Nah,
EAD.
But-
EAD is not a word.
That's true.
So it's probably R.
Okay. Well, let me do 12 first. The 12 is much more obvious because of the TO right here. So O. Where's more?
You know,
Well,
technology's a lot easier when you have more than one people doing it.
well, that's why they had the group of people in the hut. You know, it's like you can bounce ideas off of each other, and it makes a lot more sense. Yeah, they kind of did. We think this 22 was R. That's true. Yeah, 22 is R.
Cool guy. I guess he's cool.
You just solve the next
Oh,
thing.
dude.
Yeah.
You know, in real life, he didn't actually name it Christopher. That was for the movie.
That was like such an important part of the movie.
I know, but that was for the movie.
I mean,
Yeah.
Hollywood man.
The roar that we hear?
Could be a way.
Yeah, the we hear when.
Yeah.
Right?
Mason's on 14.
Oh, yeah.
14 is N.
So, okay, 25 and 14. I said yeah.
N is N.
Hold on.
So you put N in
Oh,
here.
my bad. Whatever. Shut your face. 25 and 14. 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 I miss any?
Nope, I think X is 16.
So the roar that we hear when we blank a blank 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 next.
Well, on the bottom, row, you can see the word.
That's true, right? With the word through right here too, right? I think it has to be next though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Is there any other 16 you can compare it against?
I think that's the only 6.
So it probably is X, since X is not a common letter. Absolutely. Let me do the UG right here.
We did a
Through.
frequency analysis on this. I had me real quick.
Oh yeah, I know, but I like that the whole point. The whole point of like the cryptograms in the newspaper is that you kind of do it by yourself and you just kind of like try and figure that chunk out from scratch. So hold on. So 6 and 18. 6 and 18. 6 UG. 6 and 18 is UG. 6 and 18. 6 and 18. 6 and 18. 6 and 18.
I feel
6.
like a cryptogram would have been better for the movie than a crossword. Because crossword is word knowledge.
That's true.
Cryptogram is this.
But in reality, though, they actually did do crosswords in real life. They sent out crosswords to recruit people.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
Not, probably not still, but
26.
probably go on Craigslist.
26 has to be I. Has to be an I. 26 has to be an I. In something in the ear.
There's a 14 somewhere.
I miss a 14. Oh, that should be an N then, right? Something about hearing the ocean. Yeah. Hold on. The roar that we hear when we blank a blank blank. No, it's one word, blank. Next to our, I forgot the O there, next to our ear is not the ocean, but rather the
Place. Lonely place. 1924. PLAC.
Oh, you're sitting up here?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me fill in the other stuff first. So next to our ear is not the ocean, but rather the sound. Of blood surging. Surging.
Something in the ear.
The veins. The veins in the ear. The sound that we hear when we place a seashell next to our ear is not the ocean, but rather the sound of blood surging through the veins in the ear. Yeah. Winner, winner. Yeah. No, but like I said, like I mean, it is a good point. It is a good point that, this would have been good for a cryptology, like, recruiting thing. But at the same time, a crossword puzzle also helps with linguistic skills.
Well, I mean,
You know.
I didn't know how to speak German.
That's
So
true.
I don't know how
Yeah.
how related that was.
That's very true. I know. I do enjoy a good crossword puzzle, though. When everything kind of comes together, thinking about different things in different directions and angles and vertical and horizontal ways.
Now, when the Enigma code
Mhm.
in Cipher went to the gang, was it in English or was it in German?
It's probably so. Here's the process that went through it, right? So I'm a German officer. I want to send a code. I write out the code in German. Okay. Somebody takes that German code and they put it into the Enigma machine. The Enigma machine spits out the ciphertext. The ciphertext would then have to be converted into Morse code. The Morse code is sent. It is intercepted. The ladies write down the Morse code in the ciphertext in, German letters, basically. They have to do it in German. There's no going back to English at that point. You know what I'm saying? So they have it in German, and then basically that's the text that you now have to try and decipher in order to break Enigma. Yeah. But that's, Alan Turing, even though he did not know the German language, he did know the words Heil Hitler or whatever. It was just interesting. We solved it while you were gone. We all high-fived each other and said that this was a special moment for all of us while you were out of the room.
And we all made fun of you. Rusty boy.
Anyway, the decipherment was the roar that we hear when we place a seashell next to our ear is not the ocean, but rather the sound of blood surging through the veins in our ear. Or in the ear.
Yes. What if you're just in the ocean and you have a seashell by the ocean?
That's very true. I don't know. That's very true. Yeah. That is also very true. Okay. So now, like I said, the rest of this is just kind of repetitive stuff here. This is another additive shift. This is deciphering an additive shift, multiplicative shift, but it's all pretty much there. Like I said, I am going to be providing for you various things. I am going to be providing for you the mod 26 table. I'm going to be providing for you the links, probably that link that I just found where I can actually do like a letter analysis, which is really nice. I'm going to be providing these Caesar wheel shift, things of that nature. Any type of work that is done for these problems, I would like to see that work, whether it be the written work or whatever you did in Excel or Google Sheet. That would be fantastic. For those of you that are live here, obviously I would collect whatever work you wrote. But for those that are online, I'm going to, obviously, they're going to have to take a picture and send it in to me. And then we'll see where it goes from there. Like I said, I'm not here to, like, crack your skulls. This is an elective class.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? It's an elective class. It's like, you don't need it to graduate. It's just one of those things, So it should be a fairly straightforward final exam.
Does this count for anything but elective?
It's an elective. Yeah.
It should count for math. It's a lot of math.
If you haven't left a comment in the chat, please make sure that you do so. That would be absolutely fantastic. Because I'm about to sign off on the live stream. So we'll see y'all later. Yeah.
I want to go to Scooty's.
I was doing that.
When we go to lunch.
Oh, is she okay with that?
Well, we have a fishing thing. So
Oh, sweet.